Have you ever been jolted awake in the middle of the night? Your calf locked in a cramp so fierce you couldn't even move? You lie there, gripping the sheets, wondering why this keeps happening now that you're older. Is it just age, or is your body trying to tell you something? What if I told you there are 7 simple nutrients that could make those painful nights a thing of the past? Imagine waking up with legs that feel steady, ready to carry you through the day. Let's start with the one vitamin most seniors overlook. Yet it could change how you move forever. You've probably heard about vitamin D for bone health, but did anyone ever tell you it's also like a hidden switch for muscle strength? As you get older, your skin makes less of it from sunlight, and maybe you're not outside as much as you used to be. Have you noticed how your legs feel weaker, or how your balance isn't quite the same when you stand up? That's not just in your head. Studies show seniors with enough vitamin D react faster, have steadier steps, and are less likely to fall. And falling, for someone our age, isn't just a stumble. It can change your life in a second. So here's the thing. Without vitamin D, your muscles can't use protein properly. Your fast twitch fibers fade, and your legs lose that quick response when you trip or step wrong. You might think, but I drink milk. Isn't that enough? The truth is, most older adults still don't get near the 800 to 1000 IU a day they need. And if you already have aches, stiffness, or that nagging leg pain at night, could part of it be a silent vitamin D deficiency? Picture this. You spend just 15 minutes in the morning sun, arms and legs exposed, or you add salmon, eggs, and fortified dairy to your meals. You're giving your body a chance to rebuild that foundation. And if you can't get it from food and sun alone, a simple supplement approved by your doctor can fill the gap. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Vitamin D doesn't work alone. Even if you boost your levels, what if your bones still don't have the raw material they need to stay solid when your muscles pull on them? That's where the next nutrient comes in, one that's been protecting bones and powering muscle contractions since the day you were born. You might think calcium is just about avoiding osteoporosis, but for your legs, it's so much more. Every single step you take, every time you stand up from a chair, your muscles are firing because calcium is telling them when to contract and when to let go. Without enough, those messages get fuzzy. Have you ever felt your legs cramp for no reason, or that sluggish, heavy feeling after walking just a short distance? That could be your body warning you that the calcium fuel is running low. Here's the thing. Your bones act like a savings account for calcium. When you don't get enough from food, your body takes it from your bones, leaving them thinner and more fragile. That's why for seniors, a simple trip or a misstep during a nighttime cramp can turn into a hip fracture and months of recovery. And tell me, have you noticed how a fall that once meant a bruise now means weeks, even months of slowing down? The good news? You can rebuild that savings account. Dairy products like milk, yogurt, and cheese are classics, but leafy greens, tofu, and sardines can do the job too. And if your diet falls short, a supplement, especially paired with vitamin D, helps your body absorb it properly. But be careful, because too much calcium from pills can cause its own problems, from kidney stones to hardening of the arteries. This is why knowing your target, usually around 1000 to 1200 milligrams a day, matters. Still, even with strong bones and steady muscles, there's another piece of the puzzle. What if your legs aren't weak because of your muscles or bones at all, but because the nerves that control them aren't firing like they used to? If you've ever felt tingling, numbness, or that strange walking on cotton sensation, the next vitamin could be the key you've been missing. If your legs sometimes feel heavy or you catch yourself shuffling instead of stepping with confidence, it might not be your muscles or your bones at all. It could be the wiring. Your nerves are like the electrical cables that tell your muscles exactly when and how to move. And vitamin B12 is the insulation that keeps those signals sharp. Without enough, the messages slow down or get scrambled. Have you ever had that weird tingling in your feet, or felt like your legs just don't listen when you tell them to move? Here's something many seniors don't realize. You can be eating well and still be low on B12, especially if you take certain medications for heartburn or diabetes, or if you've simply lost stomach acid with age. Without that acid and a protein called intrinsic factor, your body can't pull B12 out of the food you eat. Over time, that quiet deficiency can chip away at your balance, your reaction time, and even your memory. And here's the scary part. Once nerve damage from B12 deficiency goes too far, it can be hard to reverse. The good news is your body responds quickly when you give it what it's been missing. Meat, fish, eggs, and dairy are rich in B12. If you're plant-based or have trouble absorbing it, fortified cereals or a supplement, sometimes even an injection, can bring your levels back. Imagine the difference between stumbling on the stairs and catching yourself without a thought. That's what healthy nerves can give you. But nerves don't fire in isolation. They work hand in hand with your muscles. And when your muscles cramp at night or tighten without warning, another mineral might be to blame. It's one your body uses in hundreds of processes, including keeping your muscles relaxed when they should be. Have you ever wondered why those cramps seem to hit hardest just as you're falling asleep? Those nighttime cramps that make you jump out of bed? Magnesium is often the missing piece. Your muscles need it to contract smoothly and then fully relax. Without enough, they can seize up with no warning, especially when you're resting. Have you ever been just about to drift off, only to feel your calf twist into a tight knot that has you gasping? That's your body telling you it can't switch your muscles off properly. Here's what makes it tricky. Magnesium gets drained faster when you're under stress, when you take certain blood pressure or heartburn medications, and even when your diet leans heavily on processed foods. By the time you notice the cramps, your levels may have been low for months. And it's not just about comfort. Low magnesium can sap your energy, make your steps feel heavier, and throw off your balance. You can start refilling your magnesium stores naturally with foods like pumpkin seeds, almonds, spinach, black beans, and avocados. And if you need more, forms like magnesium citrate or glycinate are easier on the stomach than the cheaper versions. But if you have kidney issues, you'll want to talk with your doctor first, because too much magnesium can be just as dangerous as too little. Even when cramps ease up, there's another reason your legs might still feel unsteady. The signals that tell your muscles to move also depend on an electrical balance between fluids inside and outside your cells. And when that balance tips the wrong way, your muscles can tremble or lock up. Have you noticed that your cramps sometimes come with weakness or even a shaky feeling in your knees? Potassium is like the spark that keeps your muscles and nerves talking to each other. When your levels drop, that communication breaks down. You might feel sudden cramps, shaky legs, or stiffness that makes every step an effort. Have you ever stood up after sitting for a while and felt your calves tighten, almost like they're protesting? That's your muscles struggling without the right electrical balance. Here's something you might not expect. Potassium also helps protect your bones by neutralizing acids in your body that slowly wear down bone density. So, when you're low, it's not just your muscles at risk, your bones can quietly weaken too. And if you've ever had a cramp that made you stumble, you know how dangerous that combination can be. Getting enough potassium doesn't have to mean choking down a supplement. In fact, for many seniors, especially those with kidney issues, supplements can be risky. The safest way is through food. Bananas are the obvious choice, but sweet potatoes, avocados, spinach, beans, and even a baked potato with the skin can pack more potassium than you think. Imagine swapping your usual side dish for one of these and feeling your legs respond with a little more strength each week. But here's the catch. Even if you're getting enough potassium, it can't do its job if calcium isn't going to the right place. If it's building up in your arteries instead of your bones, you could be setting yourself up for stiff joints, poor circulation, and a higher fall risk. So how do you make sure calcium is doing what it's supposed to? The answer lies in a vitamin most people never think about, but it could be the quiet guardian your legs have been waiting for. Vitamin K works like a traffic cop for calcium, directing it into your bones where it belongs and keeping it out of places it shouldn't be, like your arteries and soft tissues. Without it, calcium can end up stiffening your blood vessels instead of strengthening your legs. Have you ever noticed your knees feeling tighter or your legs getting sore after sitting for too long? That stiffness could be more than just getting older. Most people think of calcium and vitamin D when it comes to bones, but without vitamin K, those nutrients can't finish the job. Research shows that higher K intake is linked to stronger bones, better joint function, and even fewer fractures in older adults. And if you've been worried about falling, wouldn't it be worth making sure your bones are as dense and resilient as possible? You can get vitamin K1 from leafy greens like spinach, kale, and collard greens, and K2 from fermented foods like natto, aged cheeses, and certain animal products like egg yolks. If you've never tried natto, you might be surprised. It's sticky, pungent, and definitely an acquired taste, but a small serving can pack a serious K2 punch. Of course, if you're on blood thinners like warfarin, you'll want to talk to your doctor before making big changes to your vitamin K intake. Now, even with your bones strong, your muscles fueled, and your nerves sharp, there's one more player that can make or break your leg strength. It's a vitamin that quietly supports muscle repair, nerve signaling, and even your red blood cell production. So your muscles have the oxygen they need to keep you moving. Have you been feeling unusually tired after just a short walk, or finding it harder to climb the stairs without stopping? Vitamin B6 might not get the spotlight, but without it, your muscles and nerves can't work in sync. It's like the translator between your brain and your legs, making sure the messages get through loud and clear. Without enough, even strong muscles can feel weak, and simple movements like standing from a chair or climbing a few steps can leave you strangely exhausted. Have you noticed that some days your legs feel heavier than usual, even when you haven't done anything different? B6 also plays a quiet but crucial role in producing red blood cells, which carry oxygen to your muscles. Less oxygen means less stamina, so you may find yourself stopping halfway through a walk you used to finish easily. And here's the twist. Too much B6 from high-dose supplements over time can actually damage your nerves, causing tingling, burning, or numbness that's hard to reverse. That's why staying within the recommended daily amount, about 1.5 to 1.7 milligrams for most older adults, matters. You can get it naturally from poultry, fish like salmon or tuna, potatoes, bananas, and chickpeas. If you're dealing with digestive issues or trouble absorbing nutrients, a modest supplement, approved by your doctor, can help fill the gap. The goal isn't to flood your system, but to give your body exactly what it needs to keep your legs steady and your energy up. So now you've heard about all 7 key vitamins and minerals that can transform how your legs feel and function. But knowing them is just the beginning. The real change happens when you start weaving them into your day in a way that fits your life. And if you could wake up tomorrow without pain, without fear of falling, how would that change the way you live? Remember how we started, with that sudden stabbing cramp that ripped you out of sleep? Now picture this instead. It's the middle of the night, but you're resting deeply. No jolts, no clutching your calf in the dark. Morning comes, and when you swing your legs out of bed, they feel steady under you. You take those first few steps with confidence, not fear. That's the difference these 7 nutrients can make when you give your body what it's been quietly asking for. It's not about taking everything at once or chasing miracle pills. It's about making small, consistent choices, adding foods you enjoy, getting a bit more sunlight, checking your levels, and supplementing only what you need. The payoff isn't just fewer cramps or stronger legs. It's the freedom to keep doing the things you love, whether it's gardening, walking with friends, or simply moving around your home without that nagging worry of falling. So, here's my challenge to you. Tonight, before you go to bed, think about one change you can make tomorrow, just one, that brings you closer to the strong, steady legs you deserve. Then share this with a friend or family member over 60, because you never know who's lying awake at night, hoping for the same relief. Your next step could be the one that keeps you moving forward, pain-free and confident in every stride.